Hello friends, welcome to Factrometer. In this video, I am going to explain you about coronavirus or COVID-19 and its variants. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So today in this video, we will discuss 8 major questions about COVID-19. What is a virus? What is coronavirus or COVID-19? How does it infect us? What are its symptoms? What are its variants? What is the prevention from the COVID pandemic? How the immunity of us helps fighting with COVID? And how can the vaccine help in eradicating the virus and finish this pandemic? So let's answer our first question. What is a virus? Virus is an infective agent that typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule in a protein coat, which is too small to be seen by light microscopy and is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. More simply, it is a tiny parasite that can infect living organisms and cause disease. It can make copies of itself inside another organism's cells. Viruses consist of a nucleic acid and a protein coat. Usually, the nucleic acid is RNA. Sometimes it is DNA. Viruses are able to cause many types of diseases such as polio, Ebola, hepatitis, and of course, COVID. So, what is coronavirus or COVID-19? Coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 is a contagious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 or SARS-CoV-2. The first known case was identified in Wuhan, China in December 2019. The disease has since spread worldwide, leading to an ongoing pandemic. Simply, COVID-19 is a new strain of coronavirus that has not been previously identified in humans. The COVID-19 is the cause of an outbreak of respiratory illness first detected in Wuhan, Hubei province, China. Since December 2019, cases have been identified in a growing number of countries. Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that are known to cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS and Middle East respiratory syndrome MERS. COVID-19, like SARS, MERS, AIDS and Ebola, is a zoonotic disease. It jumped from another species to human hosts. This probably happened in late 2019. Scientists believe bats are the likeliest reservoir. SARS-CoV-2's closest relative is a bat virus that shares 96% of its genome. It might have jumped from bats to pangolins, an endangered species sometimes eaten as a delicacy, and then infecting humans. But how does it infect us? So let's suppose the infected person is B and the healthy person is C. So when B coughs or sneezes near C, the saliva droplets of B fall on C and C inhales some of saliva droplets. So these droplets go inside the body of C and through its nose or mouth. Here the real game begins. Then the virus reaches the lungs through windpipe and reaches near alveoli. Alveoli are tiny balloon-shaped structures and are smallest passageway in the respiratory system. The alveoli are very thin, allowing relatively easy passage of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the alveoli and blood vessels called capillaries. So when it reaches near alveoli, then it starts infecting the cell of the lungs. Why the cell of the lungs, you may ask? Because the cell of the lungs have a special protein on the surface of its cells called ACE2 receptor. Then the virus protein spikes called spike proteins attach to ACE2 receptors. Normally, ACE2 receptor plays a role in regulating blood pressure, but when the coronavirus binds to it, it sets off chemical changes that effectively fuse the membranes around the cell and the virus together, allowing the virus's RNA to enter the cell. The virus then hijacks the host cell's protein making machinery to translate its RNA into new copies of the virus. In just hours, a single cell can be forced to produce tens of thousands of new variants, which then infect other healthy cells. Parts of the virus's RNA also code for the proteins that stay in the host cell. At least three are known. One prevents the host cell from sending out signals to the immune system that it's under attack. Another encourages the host cell to release newly created virions. And another helps the virus resist the host cell's innate immunity. So, how can someone know that he or she is infected? Means, what are its symptoms? So, reported illnesses have ranged from mild symptoms to severe illness and death for confirmed coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19 cases. Symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. Cough, fever, headache, loss of taste or smell, repeated shaking with chills, sore throat, shortness of breath, muscle pain are some common symptoms. And if someone have these symptoms, they can identify whether they are infected or not by testing methods. These methods have been developed to diagnose the disease. The standard diagnostic method is by detection of the virus nucleic acid by real-time reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction or RT-PCR, transcription mediated amplification TMA, or by reverse transcription loop mediated isothermal amplification RT-LAMP from a nasopharyngeal or nasal swab. So now let's discuss what are its variants. The variants that have been identified are informally associated with the name of the country where they were first discovered. They are referred to as UK variant B117 alpha variant, the South Africa variant B1351 beta variant, and the Brazil variant P1 gamma variant, and the India variant B16172 delta variant. So let's discuss variants of interest. They show some evidence that they might be of concern. There are currently 7 variants of interest that are being monitored. These are B1427 and B1429 epsilon, B1525 eta, B1526 lota, B16171 kappa, B16173 and B2 zeta. So, what are variants of concern? Variants of concern show evidence of being concerning. There are currently 4 variants of concern in the world that are being closely monitored and characterized. These are B117 alpha, B1351 beta, P1 gamma, and B16172 delta, and the latest B16171 delta plus variant. WHO may classify certain variants in different categories because of the impacts they are having in other countries. Because of the importance of the variants can differ by location, the US classifications may differ from those of the WHO. Variants of high consequence show clear evidence of making our disease prevention measures less effective. There are currently no SARS-CoV-2 variants of high consequence. Now I will explain you the variants of concern: alpha, beta, gamma, and finally delta and delta plus. First of all, alpha variant. Alpha variant, also known as lineage B117, is a variant of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. One of several variants believed to be particularly important, it is estimated to be 40 to 80%, with most estimates occupying the middle to higher end of this range. More transmissible than wild type SARS-CoV-2 and was detected in November 2020 from a sample taken in September during the COVID-19 pandemic in the United Kingdom. It began to spread quickly by mid-December and is correlated with a significant increase in SARS-CoV-2 infections in the country. This increase is thought to be at least partly because of one or more mutations in the virus's spike protein. The variant is also notable for having more mutations than normally seen. Second, the beta variant. Beta variant, also known as lineage B1351, is a variant of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. One of several SARS-CoV-2 variants believed to be of particular importance. It was first detected in the Nelson Mandela Bay metropolitan area of the Eastern Cape province of South Africa in October 2020, which was reported by the country's health department on 18th December 2020. Third, the Gamma variant. Gamma variant, also known as lineage B1, is one of the variants of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. This variant of SARS-CoV-2 has been named lineage B1 and has 17 amino acid substitutions, 10 of which are in its spike protein, including these 3 designated to be of particular concern. This variant of SARS-CoV-2 was first detected by the National Institution of Infectious Diseases (NIID), Japan, on 6 January 2021 in 4 people who arrived Tokyo having visited Amazonas, Brazil 4 days earlier. It was subsequently declared to be in circulation in Brazil. Under the simplified naming scheme proposed by WHO, P1 has been labeled Gamma variant and is considered a variant of concern. Fourth, the Delta variant. SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant, also known as lineage B16172, is a variant of lineage B1617 of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. It was first detected in India in late 2020. The World Health Organization named it the Delta variant on 31st May 2021. It has mutations in the gene encoding the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, which are known to affect transmissibility of the virus as well as whether it can be neutralized by antibodies for previously circulating variants of the COVID-19 virus. Public Health England (PHE) in May 2021 observed secondary attack rates to be 51 to 67% higher than the Alpha variant. In a June technical briefing, the Delta variant was linked to an increased risk in hospitalization. The Delta Plus, the new variant in the Delta lineage. The new Delta Plus variant B16171 has been formed due to a mutation in the Delta or B16172 variant. The Delta Plus was present in 6 genomes from India as of June 7 as per Public Health England (PHE). The variant is not much in India at this point of time. The sequences are mostly from Europe, Asia and America. The earliest sequence of this genome was found in Europe in late March this year. And what is the prevention from COVID pandemic you can follow to keep yourself safe? The most important step to follow is to get a COVID-19 vaccine when it is available to you. Eat green vegetables and plenty of fruits, especially vitamin C ones like oranges, lemons, strawberries, etc. to increase your immunity power. Wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth to help protect yourself and others. Stay 6 feet apart from others who don't live with you. Avoid crowds and poorly ventilated indoor spaces. Wash your hands often with soap and water. Use hand sanitizer if soap and water is not available. So, how the immunity of us helps fighting with COVID? Infection is a race between the virus and the immune system. The outcome of that race depends on where it starts. The milder the initial dose, the more chance the immune system has of overcoming the infection before the virus multiplies out of control. A central player in this fight against the novel coronavirus is our immune system. It protects us against the invader and can even be helpful for its therapy. The coronavirus is like any other virus, not much more than a shell around a genetic material and a few proteins. To replicate, it needs a host in the form of a living cell. Once infected, this cell does what the virus commands it to do. copy information, assemble it, release it. But this does not go unnoticed. Within a few minutes, the body's immune defense system intervenes with the innate response, granulocytes, scavenger cells, and killer cells into fight the virus. They are supported by numerous plasma proteins that either act as messengers or help to destroy the virus. For many viruses and bacteria, the initial activity of the immune system is already sufficient to fight the intruder. It often happens very quickly and efficiently. We often noticed only small signs that the system is working. We have a cold or a fever. If an infection sufficiently damages the lungs, they will be unable to deliver oxygen to the rest of the body, and a patient will require a ventilator. The CDC estimates that this happens to between 3 to 17% of all COVID-19 patients. Secondary infection that take advantage of the weakened immune system are another major cause of death. So, you may ask, if immunity is a central player, how can the vaccine help in eradicating the virus and finish this pandemic? While vaccines are known as one of medicine's most valuable tools, their function is more complicated than people often realize. At their best, vaccine can be sledgehammers that crush pathogens. Vaccines for smallpox and polio, for instance, have entirely eradicated. From scientists at the Indian Council of Medical Research and Bharat Biotech International, who co-developed the Covaxin COVID-19 vaccine, reports on its effectiveness against the Delta variant. Covaxin is made from the entire SARS-CoV-2 virus, chemically altered to prevent it from replicating. When a person receives the vaccine, they can make antibodies to many different parts of the virus. If one part mutates to give rise a new variant, such as the Delta variants, then antibodies to other parts of the virus should still confer enough protection. Vaccine has so far been given to around 25 million recipients in India and elsewhere. Interim, the results from Covaxin's phase 3 trial reportedly shown over 78% efficacy against symptomatic disease, 100% efficacy against severe infection, and 70% efficacy against asymptomatic cases. Covishield. The report puts the protection from requiring hospital treatment for COVID-19 at 71% after one dose and 92% after 2 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. In India, it will be called as Covishield. As cases in India and the whole world are increasing day by day, we are facing lockdown, shutdown, etc. We all need to remain safe. So that is it for today. If you like this presentation, please like and share this to your near and dear ones, and subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates of my videos when I upload a new one. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and enjoy.